exciting championship match. Two lefties, Chris.
All right, and shooting first is a tournament leader, bowling out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Edmond, where we'll be next week, is a suburb of Oklahoma City. Joe Salvemini was born in San Francisco, California. Leaving a 7-pin. Two three-time PBA champions are battling each other for the top spot, and in addition to a very attractive trophy, $20,000 to the winner, $10,500 to the runner-up.
Salvemini won his first two titles in 1983, defeated two left-handers, Johnny Petraglia and Steve Cook. And since then, he has had trouble against lefties in the championship match.
Joe Salvemini, two of his three wins came from the top seed. As a third seed, he won his third title in Austin in 1989. Now, Scott Devers. 22 strikes and 3 victories.
Well, Devers has it all going for him. He got by the first match. He was a little shaky, and then he bowled very solid in his second match against Dave Traber, and he looks really sharp and has adjusted to the lanes against Joe Salvemini in the very first frame. Devers, surely his confidence is bolstered by that clutch strike in the 10th frame to win the last match.
That's immediately putting the pressure on a man who's had to wait in the wings for this opportunity as the tournament leader. Another 7-pin.
Well, Salvemini turns around a little bit dejected, and you know, he's trying to break a string of second place finishes, and sometimes you get thinking, hey, it's not in the stars for me. As you see Salvemini's style, he pulls inside out, then realigns his swing and gets that swing right by his foot as he releases the ball, plays that outside line very, very, very well as Scott Devers, and the 7-pin. You know, Chris, that Salvemini is a lesson to be learned from him. He really came on the tour very well in the early 80s, 83, when we bowled on lacquer finishes, and he did well. And then he struggled on these urethanes, and he's changed his speed control so far this year. He's thrown a lot harder in the last 6 or 7 weeks, and he's been right near the top almost every week, trying to obviously break that string of second place finishes, but really looks sharp.
And Joe this time leaving the 2-4. Though I'd mentioned we're in El Paso, and I'll get to that in a moment, but right now a replay of that last shot.
Well, just the soft speed. He didn't keep the speed up, and it's more important than ever on synthetic lanes to keep up the ball speed. Devers has done that well in the last match. Salvemini has to be conscious of that. Chris?
Okay, it's a spare ball. In your 17 victories, didn't you win in El Paso at one time?
In 1970, 20 years ago, I had the luxury of winning in El Paso, not at this bowling center. This is a modern new center that Roy Allen and his three partners have put together, but it was a victory over another left-hander, Johnny Petraglia, who was with us in the earlier commentary and with the tip. So things don't change too much over a 20-year period.
And I'm so glad on our summer tour that we got to El Paso. I'm very impressed with this West Texas, southwestern type city on the Rio Grande, and it has a lot to offer. People take time to smile here, and bowler will smile after strikes like that.
You're right, Chris. That was kind of unusual pin action. He went from maybe it's a strike, maybe it's a 7-10 split. Nope, it's 3 strikes in a row. I have a 23-pin lead. I take a re-rack. I come up in the 4th, a chance to put Salvemini down 33 pins.
Scott Devers in his 4th match of the afternoon. It's very warm inside, but he's meeting the challenge. We'll be back. We're in the championship game. You're looking at the tournament leader, Joe Salvemini from Oklahoma City. Because of strikes by Scott Dever, he's trailing by 33. Joe shooting in the 4th frame, a spare up. Four 7.
Back in the booth with us, Johnny Petraglia. Johnny, what has happened to Salvemini out there? We see how well Devers is bowling right now.
Well, Bo, I think the same thing happened to Joe that happened to Stayrook. Stayrook was really hooking the ball a lot, kept leaving solid 7s and ringing 7s. Joe started out the same way, and I think he tried to fit the ball to 3rd and 4th frame to get it out.
All right, Joe Salvemini. We asked him his age when he started bowling.
Well, I got started pretty late. I didn't bowl juniors at all. I started when I was 20. It was kind of a fluke. My girlfriend talked me into doing it. And 2 years later, I picked it up real quick, and I bowled real well. And I just found it was a way to make money. And 2 years later, I won my first title. And 7 years after that, I'm still here doing it, and I expect to win today.
Joe Salvemini, Bo.
Well, Chris, he expects to win, but he better get his own pencil out because he's got a major, major problem. Not only is he trailing by 35 pins going into that shot, but he now has a very, very difficult split, the 3, 6, 7, 9. And what he has to do is just clip that